fuck is that?
Yo, what's...
It out. A folded piece of paper, yellowed and burned at the edges. It said one word.
Shared by TikTok user Fuzzy Waffles, the footage captured something far more disturbing than anyone expected. What started as a carefree night with friends, just laughter, harmless stories, and the warm glow of a campfire, took a sudden and chilling turn. Out of the corner of the frame, one of the friends notices movement in the darkness. At first, it's nothing more than a quick glance, a brief pause that could have been dismissed as nerves or imagination.
What the fuck is that?
Yo, what's...
Fuck! Run! Run!
Guys, wait!
Run!
Oh.
But if you watch closely, you can see it. A figure stands beside their tent as the group erupts into panic and bolts from the scene. It doesn't chase them. It doesn't react at all. It just stands there, silent, still, undeniably present.
Guys, wait!
Run!
Oh.
The video cuts off abruptly. No explanation, no update, only unanswered questions. Who or what was standing there in the dark? Was it a stranger lurking just outside the firelight, waiting for a moment to approach? Or was it something else entirely? And if the group hadn't noticed it when they did, just how close would it have gotten? If the footage is real and not some stage stunt, then the figure was likely the very thing the first friend sensed long before anyone else realized something was off. Their easy conversations and laughter unraveled in seconds, replaced by the cold understanding that something was terribly wrong. Maybe it was a passerby, maybe it was something far darker. But what makes the clip truly unsettling is the uncertainty, the not knowing. And that's what sticks with viewers. The idea that whatever was out there that night might still be. And not every disturbing encounter comes from deep in the woods. Sometimes it happens in the most ordinary places, a parking lot, a casual exchange, a stranger whose words don't make sense. Quest Out West is the YouTube channel run by Natasha, a woman from Montreal who quite literally turned her life upside down to chase a dream of traveling the open road. In this video, Natasha recounts an unsettling encounter from her second road trip to Ottawa. She and her friend Bev had stopped for the night at a Walmart in Merritt. At first, everything seemed perfectly normal. The massive parking lot was nearly empty, with only a few vehicles scattered far from where they parked their camper. Later that evening, Natasha stayed inside while Bev stepped out to adjust the truck vent. But within minutes, Bev hurried back in, clearly uneasy, before heading out once more. Curious, Natasha opened the door to see what was going on. That's when she noticed a stranger walking toward them. The man appeared friendly enough on the surface, even upbeat, but his behavior immediately set off alarms. He carried a full bottle of urine he never disposed of, rambled through disjointed conversations, asked odd, intrusive questions no stranger should, and lingered far too long.
Can I help you?
No, I'm just walking over there.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been living out in parking lots for many years now,
Okay.
and I've gotten in the well, it's not really necessary to explain.
I'm sorry?
I'm an old truck driver,
Okay.
and you can't get up in the middle of the night to pee when you're driving a truck.
Okay.
So you use a bottle.
Okay.
So then you dump the bottle beside the road somewhere.
Uh-huh.
The whole thing is a little bit embarrassing. I don't really need to explain myself.
No, it's fine.
I met an old trucker once who said that after 20 years he persuaded his wife to take a trip with him.
Uh-huh.
At the end of the trip she told him, "I'm never going to do that again.
Okay.
I could put up with the way you work 15 hours a day, with the horrible people you have to deal with the way you sleep with a gun under your pillow, with the filth and the crowding and the noise, but I can't tolerate the way you roll on your side and pee into a bottle.
Right. Have a good night, sir.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Are you guys traveling for long, or that's?
Well, it depends what our boyfriends say, so. Bye. Bye. Have a good night.
Everything about him felt wrong. It was the kind of moment that triggers every survival instinct. Natasha trusted hers. She cut the conversation short, returned inside the camper, and kept her responses vague, going as far as inventing boyfriends waiting nearby to discourage him from coming any closer. To an outsider, the exchange might have seemed harmless, just an odd man passing through. But anyone who lives on the road knows how quickly harmless can turn into dangerous. In that moment, Natasha knew it was better to be cautious than to take a chance she might regret. Tim Morasov is a creator from Russia, known for diving headfirst into places most people wouldn't dare to step into. Abandoned homes, collapsing ruins, buildings whispered to be haunted by forces darker than memory. These are the settings he willingly walks into. His videos are never casual explorations. They're confrontations with whatever waits in the shadows, armed only with cameras, equipment, and a relentless determination to uncover the truth. And in this video, Tim takes on one of his most dangerous challenges yet, spending an entire night inside a house long believed to be plagued by something far more sinister than silence.
Сейчас это вот еще все и сломаю эти иглы. Друзья, от кукол идет небольшой сигнал. Это значит, души здесь. Оно здесь. Оно здесь.
Твоя душа будет моей куклой.
Кто ты? Назовись. Я не боюсь тебя. Гриф погас. Что произошло, я не понимаю.
The atmosphere shifts almost immediately. One of Tim's stationary cameras catches a fleeting glimpse of what he believes to be a demon lurking within the house. Then the silence shatters. The spirit box erupts with a clear, venomous voice, its words dripping with malice. Your soul will be my doll. Moments later, the device fails abruptly, despite being fully charged before the investigation began. The unexplained shutdown leaves Tim in darkness and confusion. What should have been his lifeline to understanding has suddenly become useless. Soon, sounds begin to rise from outside. Slow, deliberate footsteps circle the building. Too heavy, too intentional to be an animal.
Вокруг дома словно кто-то бегает. Я подозреваю, что здесь есть какой-то человек, который вставил иголки обратно в куклы и я котором говорили души. Якобы это человек, но не совсем.
The thought becomes impossible to ignore. Someone or something is out there. Perhaps a person, or perhaps something that was once human, but no longer is. The weight of that possibility presses in on the walls, and every corner of the house now feels hostile. And just when the tension seems unbearable, it snaps. Tim is slammed violently to the floor by something unseen, his equipment scattering across the boards.
Слушай.
At first, he assumes the house itself is playing tricks, that it's some unseen force striking out. But when the footage is reviewed later, the truth grows darker. A shadowy figure moves behind him, blurred, distorted, but unmistakable, completely unaware of what his cameras had captured. Tim was left shaken and confused after being thrown to the ground by something he couldn't see. But instead of retreating, the experience only fueled the suspicion he had carried all along, that something demonic was dwelling in this place. He began a ritual, pouring holy water over the dolls and reciting every prayer he knew. With each verse, the house seemed to resist. Shadows crawled closer. Voices hissed threats. The air thickened around him. By the time he reached the final doll, the atmosphere had turned violent. And when the last words left his lips, silence returned. Not the silence of safety, but of something holding its breath. The house felt emptier, yet somehow more aware. His tools had failed. His protection felt thinner than ever, and the night stretched endlessly ahead. But what do you think? Was this house truly as haunted as Tim believed? Did he capture real evidence of an otherworldly presence that night? Or was it something else entirely? Tim's experience in Russia was marked by shadows, rituals, and an unseen force that lashed out against him. But not all terrifying encounters take place in forgotten houses or under the cover of night. Bunny and Beyond Van Life is a channel run by Bunny, who documents her journey of living full-time in her van while exploring North America. Her videos often capture the quiet beauty of boondocking, the solitude of the desert, and the freedom of life on the open road. But in this video, while parked alone in the Arizona desert, Bunny experienced something that left her profoundly unsettled. She stumbled upon a trail that didn't appear on any map. No name, no pin, no satellite record, just a faint path winding through the ridges, the kind of place her instincts screamed she shouldn't follow. And yet, curiosity pulled her in.
I found a trail that doesn't exist on any map. No name, no pins, no record. But something about it felt off. And yeah, I went anyway. I had my dog with me. I wasn't afraid. It was deep in the desert. I was boondocking solo when my GPS glitched and showed a faint path cutting through a ridge. No signs, no warnings, just a barely there trail. So I followed it. Everything got quiet, like the air was holding its breath. There was wind, but no birds, no bugs, just the crunch of my boots. Just a pile of rocks, a small cairn. Something was tucked beneath it. I pulled it out. A folded piece of paper, yellowed and burned at the edges. It said one word: leave.
Now, every night in her van, that moment lingers. In the desert, silence can weigh as heavily as sound, and some trails are never meant to be walked. It was around 7:30 in the evening. Brian's Paranormal Travels is a channel built on quiet intensity, where the supernatural isn't sensationalized, but explored with patience, care, and a steady respect for whatever may lie beyond explanation. Brian's approach has always stood apart. He doesn't recklessly chase every shadow, nor does he exaggerate every flickering light. He listens, he observes, he allows the places themselves to speak. This time, his journey brought him to Amsterdam, just outside the city, beyond the canals, the crowded streets, and the pulse of modern life, stood something nearly forgotten. A cemetery known locally as the House of Question. It's a place rarely mentioned, where memory has been allowed to fade and time seems to sink heavily into the earth. That night, Brian set up his tent nearby, ready to spend hours documenting whatever atmosphere lingered there. His plan was simple: explore during the day, record what he found, and test whether the eerie legends tied to the property carried any truth. But the deeper he walked into those overgrown paths, the more he realized this would not be an ordinary investigation. Every time Brian shifted direction, the man did the same. Every pause was mirrored. The stranger's presence was unyielding, his stare fixed, cold, and territorial.
All these overgrown graves, just look how nature is taking it back. How incredible. Oh, I was just walking here and I got some hits on the EMF. And it's kind of like I get this sense when I'm walking that I feel a sense of cold and eeriness in a way. Hard to explain. Like right now, I'm sincerely got chills. And I looked down and I saw the EMF going off. A real strange thing, my spirit app today, here in the cemetery, keeps on turning itself off. I'm not quite sure if that's a problem with my phone, or is something in this cemetery turning it off. Interesting. So I had the vibe to come over here. Oh my, that was loud. These trees are just absolutely stunningly beautiful. I mean, look at this. They're really incredible trees, and they've made such a beautiful park here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I just got crazy chills. What did you just do? Did you touch me? Nothing. You just touched me? Was that you? Please don't do that again. That was not pleasant. I got a burning on the back of my neck right now. Okay, if that was you, please do not touch me again in that way. Oh man, I have to check when I get home. Man, this is crazy. And I noticed the noise over there from the construction is getting louder and more harsh. And I don't think that has anything to do with the graveyard, but maybe it's antagonizing the spirits here. But I had the sense it wanted me to come back here. So, look, I'm here. That's what it just said. I got the sincere vibe to come back in this area.
It wasn't frantic. It wasn't erratic. Instead, it was calm in a way that felt far more disturbing, as if every movement was intentional, calculated. Brian greeted him, breaking the heavy silence, but the man offered nothing in return. No words, no nod, only that unwavering stare, as if challenging him to step closer. It left Brian with only one choice: leave. He had come to this cemetery hoping to document remnants of the past, a quiet camp, a short exploration, a simple story about history and decay. But what he found refused to stay confined to the past. This wasn't merely a forgotten place. It was active. It revealed itself in the full light of day, with no shadows to hide behind. And even after he walked away, the weight of that encounter stayed with him long after the cemetery disappeared from view.